I'm at the London Underground station of Timsbury, which is a short walk from Oxford Street, and I want to show you how easy it can be to get out of the city centre and into nature in London. All we need to do is follow this street sign here that says Cavendish Square and Oxford Street. And we just need to walk straight ahead, and it should take us about 5 minutes or so to get there. This area was once known as Mayfair, but it has since been redeveloped into what we now know as Cavendish Square. It's named after the Duke of Buckingham, who lived on the square for many years. He had a huge house built there, which he called the Great House. But sadly it burned down in 1811 and it was never rebuilt again. So all that remains today are these two buildings on either side of the road. The one on your left used to be a stables, where they kept their horses and carriages. And the building opposite is where his staff lived. There were also some other interesting people who lived here over the years too. For example, in the early 19th century, a man by the name of John Keats lived with his brother George in an apartment above a shop on the square. John Keats was a poet, and he wrote about living in this part of London in his poem, Ode to Nightingale, which goes like this. O nightingale, O nightingale. What note is that? The most divine of all sweet sounds that ever reached my ears. More melody than word or sound could share. O nightingale, what thrills through being here? O nightingale, what meant thy flight hither? Thy springtime mirth is not more grateful than when first thy voice leaped forth to greet me. Here still stands in its olden form the ancient churchyard gate, whose heavy doors have clanged 1,000 times against the pavement's stony face. What little life within thy days must stir my heart when thinking of thee singing in such desolate place. Well, if you haven't heard of John Keats before, he was quite famous back then for writing romantic poetry. His poems often talked about love, nature and beauty, all things that he saw around him every day. Nowadays, Cavendish Square is mostly home to offices and high-end shops. However, just off the main square, there is something else hidden away that you might find surprising. As we continue our journey northwards, we pass by the flagship store of Marks & Spencer. Just across the road is another big shopping center called the Marble Arch Center. And just behind that shopping center is where we find the hidden gem that I want to show you today. Here at the end of Cavendish Square, we have another churchyard gate. However, unlike the one further south, this gate isn't actually locked. So let's head through here and see what we might be able to discover. As soon as we step into the courtyard beyond the gate, you will notice how quiet it feels compared to the busy streets surrounding it. You also get glimpses of some beautiful architecture on either side of the square. Now, although this looks like an ordinary garden, it has been created specifically to give people a chance to escape the hustle and bustle of London life. It's called Cavendish Square Garden, and it's open to everyone free of charge. Although it may not look very impressive, there are lots of different species of plants growing here, including trees, shrubs, herbs and flowers. In addition to these lovely plants, there are also plenty of birds visiting the garden every day. If you keep your eyes peeled long enough, you might even spot some squirrels or other animals, like rabbits or foxes. Cavendish Square Garden really does feel like a little hidden oasis in central London. And despite being right next door to Oxford Street, which is known for its high street shops, most tourists don't know that this place exists. Of course, if you do visit this garden, please remember to respect nature by keeping noise levels low and leaving everything exactly where you found it. Also, please don't feed any of the wildlife living here. Instead, why not bring along some birdseed instead, so that you can help them thrive? Anyway, thank you so much for watching this video. Please subscribe if you haven't already done so, and I hope to see you again real soon. Take care now. Bye-bye. Don't forget to click the notification bell icon so that you never miss a new upload ever again.